Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin tonight with a drug bust revealing BC's connection to one of the most notorious and violent drug cartels in the world. Metro Vancouver's role in international organized crime is raising concerns about the lack of security at our ports. Here's CTV's Shannon Patterson.
Alongside the bags of drugs, cash and weapons seized when RCMP raided a major trafficking operation in Surrey in September, 3 Mexican passports. A clue that this bust was connected to drug kingpins outside our borders.
They're one of the main Mexican drug cartel groups.
This bust was announced a week after the public learned about Canada's biggest drug super lab on a rural property near Kamloops. It, too, was connected to Mexican drug cartels.
This is a completely separate investigation. The main commodity in this one was cocaine, and it was an importation as opposed to the export of the super lab.
RCMP were cagey about the cartel they believe is behind the Surrey operation.
This drug operation was disrupted as a result of the arrest of one of their main leaders in the United States over the summer. So I can't state exactly which drug cartel, as this is an ongoing investigation, but you can probably connect the dots.
In July, the leader of the Sinaloa cartel, Ismael El Mayo Garcia, was arrested in Texas.
They're huge, they're ruthless, they're smart, they don't pick sides.
Peter Edwards co-authored The Wolf Pack, a book about how BC gangsters helped usher the Mexican cartel into Canada. He says they operate here because of proximity to the port of Vancouver.
To me, it makes total sense. It's not that tough to get things to Australia, to New Zealand, down to California.
He thinks by announcing 2 major busts involving Mexican cartels in a week, RCMP are sending a message to local affiliates.
The cartel guys will get away with it, and they're not going to lock them up, but they will catch the BC guys, or some of them, and some of them will turn on each other.
These drugs and weapons were seized at a heavily fortified home in a residential Surrey neighborhood.
They had steel shutters, razor wires, a lot of surveillance equipment.
2 Canadian citizens and 1 Mexican national were arrested and released pending charges.
As far as the criminal justice system, the length it takes to approve charges and things like that, that's out of the police's hands.
Edwards doubts the drug busts will deter Mexican cartels from setting up shop in BC.
On the one hand, it's a huge deal that they caught these drugs. On the other hand, they're not crying down in Sinaloa. They're just packing it up and heading off again. No one lost any sleep over this.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Surrey.